Hello, it's Sarah with Designs by Sarah J. I'm so excited to be bringing you installment 6 of Swivel, the 2020 Quiltmania Mystery Project. So the first thing you want to know is, what is the mystery fabric? And here it is. It's a gorgeous, large-scale floral on a wonderful shade of blue. And as you can see, it incorporates all the different shades that we've been using in this quilt so far. The golds, the greens, the purples, and reds. So it's going to really tie everything together. Now, how are we going to use this fabric? So we have a lot of work to do this month. First, we have to finish those alternate blocks that we made in an earlier month. And you can see here how it frames those. So it really helps tie that all together. And then we're also going to use it for that A4 shape that's going to be in the center of the quilt. Again, bringing all of the colors that we've been using to date together. And finally, it's going to be part of a pieced border. As you can see, I've designed an asymmetrical, modern flying geese type unit that's going to flow around the entire quilt and just give this a little bit of a modern vibe while still incorporating some of the traditions from the past. And finally, it's going to be on the border. So I hope you love this fabric as much as I do. I hope you're part of a participating shop where you've got access to this great fabric, because it really is the key to this quilt. And if you're using your own fabrics, of course, try to find something that will tie your other fabrics inside the quilt all together. So we have a lot of work to do this month. I'm excited to show you all the patterns, so let's get started. All right, we're moving along with more of our completion of block units with the mystery fabric now introduced. And you might recall in installment 5, we pieced some skinny triangle units, and then we had to pause and set them aside because we were waiting to get the mystery fabric here. And this, if you purchased the acrylic templates, you would have got this long skinny parallelogram shape in your installment 5 packet, and you might have wondered what to do with it. Well, here is where it shows up. I've cut out the mystery fabric using that shape, and then you have A4 and A4 reverse to finish squaring up those triangles. And I pieced the 2 triangles together, and now we have squares and a familiar patchwork block shape. So now I'll join those, and we'll have 4 more of the blocks of the quilt complete. Then we'll be ready to move on to the border units and setting everything together. We're ready to start working on the border blocks, and I wanted to show you that you'll have template G2 here. Make sure if you purchase the acrylics that you can read the words, have it facing up, and then cut the fabrics right side facing up. You'll cut 44 from the mystery fabric, and then you're going to cut a whole array from your colored fabrics that you have left over. I cut about 3 per each color, and then I'll work them into the border. You're also going to have this template G1. You'll use it to cut from the background fabric, and then template G3, I just put it here on colored fabric so you could see it, but you'll cut from the background fabric for it. So make sure that you're cutting with the fabrics facing up, and the template where you can read on the words. Cut out all the pieces listed in the pattern. You're going to sew this long G1 shape to the mystery fabric G2 into the colored shapes. And then this template G3 is going to come in here, and then we're going to finish off with some of the A4 that you're used to using. And then we'll have half blocks and quarter blocks that we'll start putting together into the borders for the quilt. Hey everyone, I just wanted to show you before I started assembling blocks what I've done so I can make sure I have everything in the right order. If you can find a design wall or use your floor, I really recommend laying the blocks out. One thing you want to double check is on these alternate blocks in the quilt, I've got the pink heading up in all of them. So pay attention to the pink. And then that mirrors that I have the pink in the center block also pointing upward toward the top of the quilt. Then you can see in the other alternate blocks where the pink is as well. It's all the same. And then the really critical thing why it's helpful to lay this out is you can plan out that border arrangement. And what I did was just cut out lots of these shapes from my leftover colors, and then I pieced the units together and laid them out here on my wall so I could get a color flow I liked. And stepping back, you can see that I tried to focus in and have the blues near the blue blocks, the greens near the green blocks, and so on. So you can do those border positions however you like. If you want it really scrappy, that's fine. If you want to do a color flow kind of mirroring the colors of the blocks, then that's great too. Just do what you like, what you're happy with. This is my suggestion. And so I've got the quilt here on the wall, and now I'm going to cut the setting blocks, the triangles here that will go in and fill in these areas from this background print, and then I'll be able to sew the quilt together in diagonal rows. So I'm going to go ahead and cut those out, and then we'll move on.